All right, hello
Hello.
everyone. If you're watching this video today, you're probably interested to get to know more about real estate in Pattaya. And this is what we will be discussing today with Andy. Andy, hello. Thank you for
Hello.
your
Hello.
time.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. How are you
I'm very
today?
good today.
So let me
Happy to meet you.
thank you so much, briefly introduce you to our audience. Andy is a leading real estate broker at the agency Home for You with more than 30 years of experience. So today, I think we'll be getting a lot of very valuable insights about the real estate. So, Andy, maybe you can briefly tell us what are we going to be talking today about and what kind of value our audience can get from this video.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for allowing me to come and share, podcast with you,
Thank
especially
you.
for real estate, property markets, especially in Pattaya,
Yeah.
focus Pattaya.
Yeah.
Um, I have a lot to share about, and I hope this podcast would be benefit for all.
Definitely.
Thais, foreigner, whoever, right? And
Mm-hmm.
as well as we would like to focus on the most frequently asked questions. What do you have to consider?
Yeah.
What you can think of, and as well as other local requirement that you might have to be aware
Yeah,
it
yeah,
aware
yeah.
it.
So many points to be aware
Yep.
about, right?
Yeah, we can capture all that.
Yeah. So well, let's get started with, number one question, of course. Can foreigners own a property in Thailand?
Yes, why not? Yeah, actually, all right. For the property in Thailand, right, you can category in terms of high rise condominium
Yeah.
actually, and as well as land
The
and
land.
like the semi-detached or detached house, right?
Mm-hmm.
For condominium, of course, you can purchase under the allotment of 49%,
49.
foreigners and 51 are Thais.
Mm-hmm.
However, if the quota been overbooked and oversold,
Yeah.
there is a leeway that you would be able to own the ownership by set up the Thai company. So meaning that you would be able to purchase, you would be able to own it under the Thai company, under your own, you know, holdings company,
Yeah.
etc. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas the land, the house, that is the no because this is a law that foreigner won't be able to purchase unless you marry with
I
Thai.
see.
You have leeway to own that,
Mm-hmm.
or again you can set up a Thai company in order to own that as well. Yeah, but some way or somehow, um, many upcoming developer, right? They're trying to work around in such a way that they're offering you a long-term lease.
I see.
Yes, yeah, this is
How
the
long
way.
is that long-term
It can be
lease?
like, I think like 30 years plus 30 years, like, kind of that. But some other cities like Phuket or even some in Pattaya, they're offering you 99 years.
99 years.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
And then after 99 years, can you renew that
Yeah,
to more
yeah,
99?
yes. But then again, this is the current, rules and regulation for now.
Yeah.
We never know in the future they might surpass this because I think at the end of the day, right, Thailand would like to promote our country as the destination of real estate investment. So they are more
Right.
flexible nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. So a little bit getting back to the Thai
Yes,
quota.
yes.
A lot of people, I think, a little bit skeptical getting into the Thai quota, setting up the company. It sounds a little bit risky. What do you think about it? Are there any risks or?
Right. Of course, there would be risks, but I would say it's very, very minimum, very minimum. Why? Okay, let's start from the risks first, right?
Yes.
Because you set up a company, of course, it's gonna be the company that you have to, call up another nominees, Thai names,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Again, the ratio is 49-51, correct, right? So normally 49 is under your name,
Yeah.
but 51, we normally advise, you to look out for at least two-person. You know why? Because if somebody 51 and 49, it's gonna be too risky, right? So if you can call up to Thai person, which is
Thai.
25,
Yeah.
so no one is at
Oh, I
higher
see.
up to 49%, correct, right? The other downside risk is that because you really have to maintain, because as long as you register the Thai company name, you are abide with the rules, which meaning that every year you have to submit, P&L, balance sheet, and etc.
Taxes,
But
all
some way
that.
somehow it's simple, right? There are many companies that they can do that for you,
All
and the
right.
charge is very minimum, right? That's the downside, right? Unlike if you own under your name, everything gonna be your name, correct? Like 49%.
Yeah.
But because, as you know, 49%, when you look at some building or some projects that it be a very demanding or high demand. So foreigner are always try to get the 49%.
Of course.
So it
Of
costs
course.
the price will be double up or overpricing in terms of the 51% under the Thai name, right? So likewise, like pros and cons, I mean, like, of course, I think like most of the foreigner, they think that, okay, we own 49 is safer, under my name all the time,
Yeah.
it's sure that nobody going to,
Yeah. No
corrupt or
complications.
whatever my ownership. But you have to look at that, right? Once you own the property under your name, right? Because sometimes that you want to move out, you won't be able to own this, or you don't want to own this property anymore. You have to put those your unit back in the market,
Right.
right?
To sell
So
them
once
again.
you put in the market, there will be at least 6.6% tax stamp duty,
I
right?
see.
Unlike if you own under Thai name, Thai company name, that's almost minimum, because you just transfer your company from me to Maria, which is the transfer cost is very, very low.
I see.
Consider nothing. Yeah, but then again, because again, that's what I said. Some foreigner might think that sometimes might be uncontrollable in terms of rules and regulations.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for the past 30 years, it's going to be more, what you call, more flexible, more
Transparent as
correct.
well.
So
And
to
easy to
me, I think I
understand.
don't see any huge risks if you have to buy
Yeah.
property under the Thai
I
company
see.
name. Yeah.
Actually, sounds there might be even some benefits of
Correct,
buying
correct.
under
I
the
agree.
Thai
I agree
quota.
because I think it's kind of mindset in a very old-fashioned way. You want to own something under your name. That's okay. That is okay. That's safe. That's okay.
Yeah.
But then again, if you look at that, you have alternatives. You have other way to manage your ownership, and it even more safer in terms of cost saving, right?
Yeah. Well, since we're on the topic of this company, setting up the company in Thailand.
Correct.
Well, since you have that company, can you actually operate a business under
Yeah,
it?
that is the side benefits, right? Because again, like what I explaining to you, right? They're doing this for more than 30 years, more than I just start become a realtor in Thailand, though, right?
Yeah.
So there are many company on the street that they can do this for you in a very short time and very safe. They even be able to get names in order to set up the companies for you. You don't have to see any hassle of doing that, right?
Yeah.
And then of course, since you have the company already, so you have to be abided by what purpose of set up the companies, right? Again, if you want to just buy this property just for your holiday home, so the purpose of set up company is just simple, right? Maybe like services, maybe like consulting, whatever,
Okay,
advisor, right?
bit
But then again,
blurry.
if you became habitat or became permanent residence here, you might see the opportunity, like you are Russian, right? You might see the business that you really deal with the Russian, your same countrymen, right? So you might see some opportunity that you can do the business as well, right? Some Chinese people, or even like American people or European people, they set up the company and others at the same time they become full-time residents here. Yeah.
It's very easy to become a full-time resident
Right,
because
right.
Thailand is
Because
an amazing country. Everyone I think wants to
correct,
live
because
here.
you set up the company already, right? So you have a right to operate the business, right? But then again, if you operate the business, you have to start filing tax, right? Report
Of
balance sheet
course.
annually or semi-annually, put in under the compliance of the Ministry of Commerce or the regulators.
Yeah,
Like
but
that's all.
again,
That's
there
it.
are agencies, professionals who can help you with this
Right,
if you don't
right,
understand,
right.
if you don't
Start from
know.
to begin with.
Yeah.
If you have no idea, we can help you to set up this with a very professionally way.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, I
Yes.
think, to
Yes,
make
yes,
sure
yes.
everything is professional and legal,
Right,
so you have no problem in the
look up
future.
for professional license, the established company, agent, a brokerage company, broker company.
Yeah. Well, now that we know that we can own a property, even operate a business, another hot question I think everyone is curious about is
Yes.
the price, of course. How much is it to own a property? Specifically, we're talking about Pattaya City.
Yeah.
What is the price range, would you say?
They offer quite a variety, right? Because if you notice that Pattaya is expanding and expanding,
so fast.
I would tell you a story,
Yeah.
right? In I think 50 years ago, right? Pattaya starting from the dock from U.S. Navy, that, right? That's where the walking street.
Yeah, the
right.
most
That's South
famous
Pattaya,
flagship.
right? And then
of the
after that,
city.
the city expanding from left and right, right? From the right, it become Central Pattaya, North Pattaya,
North,
and also Naklea Wong Amat, etc. Right?
Very nice areas.
And from the left, it starts from Jom Tien, Na Jom Tien, and Bang Sere,
Yeah.
and etc. Right? So again, to own the property here, the price range, it depends on your budget. It depends
of
on the
course.
location,
Yeah.
and it depends on your preference, right? So I would say that if you are very into the city, right, you might choose somewhere like Pattaya Center, right? But then again, the downside is that you won't be able to get the beach access, correct? Because the land is limited.
Yeah.
But if you, no problem, we can stay away a little bit further down, right? You might have to choose somewhere else, which is on the right, it became more Wong Amat and Naklea, right? And on the left, it can be like Bang Sere nowadays or Na
Very
Jom
nice
Tien
area too.
nowadays, right? But all in all, I would notice that Pattaya is very booming. What I say that it never ending. Yeah, never
You think
ending.
so? No, never
I
end.
definitely feel why, because I remember like a couple of years ago, you might notice that, or might you heard that there might be a scandal of mass transportation, right? You see the little red bus that run across the city, right? And you might heard like there might be what you call like overcharge, rip off, whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But right now they become very transparent, 20 baht all around the city, and you have the option like by clicking the apps,
Yeah.
Grab,
Bolt.
Bolt.
Yeah.
It's very
so
convenient. It's very convenient. Very super
Just
convenient.
getting better and better.
It makes your life much more easy. You see, once you heard of this, right? Now it's your choice now. If I wanted to be really want a sea view, an ocean view, I might choose to stay in Jom Tien, right? Because again, it's open space, and wherever I want to come to the city, I have a choice now, right? Red bus, motorbike, or even Bolt app, whatever,
Yeah,
right?
very convenient,
As well
yeah.
as the Wong Amat, right? But then again, if I'm thinking of I just stay here for just like few months, I might choose the city center. You see, it's
So maybe we can talk
opposite
separately.
Opposite now.
So how about the
Opposite
beach
now.
view? Of course, everyone wants to have a
beach view.
sea view,
Right.
access to the beach. So if you want to live like that,
Yeah.
what would be the
The
price,
price
to pay?
again. I just talk a lot, just to what you call bombarding you the knowledge.
Lots of information, but everything is
right?
interesting.
Okay.
So now, like in sections,
Again, a real sea view in wherever, right, in Pattaya, right, I think the starting price could be 170,000 per square meters start up with. It's up to like 300,000. It depends on location, the brand name, the high rise, the facility, etc. That is the price.
Are we talking USD
No,
now
no,
or baht?
baht. I'm talking about baht,
Local
right?
currency
Yeah,
baht.
right. I'm sorry. Like we can divide by 34, yeah, 170,000 baht per square meters, right?
Yeah.
But then again, if you okay, no problem, can stay somewhere like uh, side two, like side 2 road.
Yeah,
It a
like
little bit
second road, a bit
dark.
further from
Second
the
road,
beach.
correct. But you get just somewhere that an open view, like ocean
Yeah,
view,
yeah.
it might come down to 150,000 baht per square meters, right? But then again, that per square meters. But then
Yeah.
again, sometimes it's a pack price.
Yeah.
If the unit is more, is big, then it turn up to be like at least, I think for 1 bedroom, it can be
Yeah.
7 million Thai baht
7 million Thai baht
for
for one bedroom.
35 square meters, yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah,
right.
very nice. Actually,
Very nice,
yeah, it's a
affordable,
great price.
affordable.
Yeah, very affordable. The sea
Yeah.
view is there,
Correct.
and it's a very modern
Correct.
condos, right?
Correct. And yeah, modern, new, right? And also off plan, which meaning that it help you at ease in terms of cash flow. You just pay by installment, and that's all, right?
So if we take that 7 million baht one bedroom condo, what would be included in it?
Basically, right, what include, okay, I would say, to be fair, nowadays, right, the developer trying to sell you with furniture,
Yeah.
like we call it fully furnished. Why? Because I think they kind of lesson learn and understand, because you are expat. They're all expat. They're flying in.
Yeah.
They don't have time to buy
Of
furniture and put
course,
everything
yeah.
on, right? So
Just
they try
wanna
to
move
pack
in.
everything together. But then again, most of them have an option, meaning that, like, if you don't want this package, we can discount. You understand what I mean?
I see,
But
I
I rather advise them to take with pack furniture. Simpler, because there are a couple of like things that you have to consider, right? Right, the workmanship, the size, the dimension, right? I think if you buy thing with furniture, it's easier for you
Yeah. It's like
to put
furniture,
everything in place.
and a kitchen equipment,
Correct.
a washing machine,
right.
everything
Okay,
is there,
okay.
right?
Basically, I would say that for a real estate or developer, right? They normally put up as fully fitted. For fully fitted, meaning that they gave you pantry. The price include pantry and toilet, right? But fully furnished, that would be everything, loose furniture, curtains, everything. Yeah, I
You
think
just-
7 mil you can get what I quoted.
That's
quoted
great.
you,
It's
yeah.
like a hotel. You just come in with your luggage and you move
luggage
in.
and
It's
go, yeah.
everything
And
is
when
ready.
you are away, you can think of renting it out, like for your investment where you are away.
Yeah. Well, so a little bit on the topic of what is included, of course, apartment is beautiful, but it's not only the apartment that we're paying for, right? We're paying
Yeah,
for
correct.
the whole
I'm
condo.
sorry, right. And on top of that, of course,
we know
there will be
they're
a maintenance fee.
very impressive now
Maintenance fee.
facilities.
Yeah, right. Some offer very fancy, right? Studio, yoga,
Yeah.
working space, and etc. Right? I think they're all trying to compete with that, right?
Right,
So
yes.
normally, I would say that averaging, it's about, for example, like the calculation of 7 million baht, that unit. So it's about 2,000 baht per month for maintenance fee,
I see.
which is come down to 50 baht per square meters. Yeah, 50 baht per
Is it
square
something you
meter.
pay monthly or
Oh, they
early?
normally ask you to pay it upfront 12 months.
Okay. So once a year you just pay for maintenance and you forget about it.
Yes. But then again, there are like some other minimal miscellaneous, for example, like
Yeah.
sinking funds, like when you transfer, you are required to pay at one time, but the sinking fund, it's kind of being with the touristic forever, right? Sometimes when you sell this apartment to the buyers, you can also call for a refund from the buyers. It's up on negotiation. Yeah.
And this maintenance fee, this is for everything in
Everything.
the
Electricity,
condo.
water, security guards, right? Office people,
Yeah.
like garbage dump, whatever.
Yeah, maintenance of swimming
everything,
pools and
everything.
saunas and everything that's
Yeah,
in
they will
the.
look after as well as as beautifully as when you transfer. Right.
Well, that's 7 million for one bedroom.
Yes.
How about, I know that studios are also very popular.
Yeah, it drop again, like what I said, right? It's easy as that. If you just use the 170,000 baht per square meters, right? Normally one bedroom in Pattaya, they become like compact size now. 35, 32, up to 40, right? But studio probably start with 24. So just like 170 times with 24. But all in all, it's about near 3 mil, 3.7. But then again, this is the one that ocean view, okay?
Yeah, still
but there
ocean
will
view.
be another view which is handicap, like city view, non-ocean view. They offer a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, it really depends, of
Depends on the
course.
view locations, the branding,
Yeah.
the facility that they offer, and the locations.
But from your experience lately, what is the most popular option for investors? Is it
Of
a
course,
studio,
ocean-
bedroom?
No, one bedroom.
One
I would
bedroom.
suggest, I would suggest. I understand in terms of if you sit yourself into developer hearts, right?
Yeah.
They probably have to design the unit plan, right? Which is
Yeah.
square out. But of course, the ocean view, people are getting the ocean view
Yeah.
if they have choice, if they can choose, right?
Yeah.
But all in all, if they don't have choice, they have to look up something like partial sea view. But then
Partial.
again, think of that, right? If I have to pay 7 million with partial sea view,
Yeah.
I'd rather not, right?
Of course.
So I have to decide some way to low down the package price
Make
to
it
become
attractive.
4 plus
Yeah.
5 millions. But then again, like what I said, because I also offer rent to my client as well. So my client first choice, it's one bedroom. Why? Because ask yourself, if you have to stay there for, long term,
Yeah.
one bedroom might be more flexible,
course,
more
yeah.
convenient, right? Studio is more just like few days, like 4-5. It's just a hotel style.
Yeah. Well, technically, as you just mentioned, I know that in Thailand it's illegal to rent as a hotel
Correct.
apartment, like for a few
Correct.
days or
Correct.
for, it's,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
So then, why we have so many studios? Do people still do it, or?
Yeah, I think this is the. I have to admit that I also sit in one of the jurist, committee, right? Right. Condo committee in one of the buildings in Pattaya as
Yeah.
well, and we saw those, scandals as well. Like people are, the owner was trying to put their studio unit as a daily rental,
Like Airbnb, basically.
correct, like to that platform, Airbnb,
Yeah.
Agoda,
Yeah.
Booking, whatever. This is illegal. That is illegal. If you ask me why did they do so, I think they don't have ethical in mind. they did things wrong. They did things wrong.
Yeah.
I think this is end of the day. It should be going away. Yeah, I know how soon is that, but lately, like I think last month,
Yeah.
there was a big push from the government, the local police, that they team up with the I think we call it DSI, whatever, like one of the senior government, in order to ban this down.
Yeah.
Right.
Crack it down.
Correct. But then again, because I think there are what you call vehicle in order to ban this down.
Yeah.
You have to to allure them, like booking with them first, get more of the
Right. It's
document.
not easy, of course,
Correct.
to
It's not
figure
easy,
out.
right? Because
Yeah.
once I think they put their unit into the platform, but they don't really review you the floor and the unit
Yeah,
number. That
yeah.
is hard,
Of
right?
course, of
Yeah,
course.
that's the thing. So it's just
It'll
like,
take time.
take time, chicken and egg, whatever.
Yeah, but
Like,
I understand them,
yeah.
of course, because there are so many tourists, especially when the season
Right,
comes. It's
right.
very attractive to rent out for a few
Because
weeks.
again, like what I said, right? Maybe that I feel that they are too greedy, right? Because again, what how much you ask for, right? I mean, like if you're doing it as like monthly rate, the yield can be like up to 8 or 9% for sure. 7 million with that, you can get like, of course, it's not a lot. It can be like 30,000 baht, or 35,000 baht, right?
Yeah.
But if you do daily rental, it can be
Yeah.
up to 100,000 baht per month.
Huge difference.
It's huge. It's huge. But then again, it's not safe for sure, because if you say that's those apartment, those condominium, you will see strangers come into the room next to you, and they in and out. It's a hotel, right? And then
Yeah.
with that, you have to come up with a lot of expense, right? Maid cleaning, securities, right?
course.
Maintenance of elevator, and
Yeah.
etc.
But as you mentioned, still a lot of people are interested in investing in the real estate and then renting it out. So not
Yeah.
living there, but renting it out.
I think-
so in
I
those
think-
cases, how is it done? Let's say
Very
I buy the
easy.
apartment.
Very easy.
And then I fly to my home country, but I want it to work for me to be
very
rented out.
easy.
How
like
is
like
done?
like who we are, like home for you. We are specialized in resale investment, buy, sell, rent as well. Okay, first of all, if you have no choice, no clue, we can give you as much as possible, like what I spoke to you just now,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
good, which is like fit to your budget,
Yeah.
right? What is your preference, right? Of course, if you want to stay long term, right? Probably like we want to work on something that you really like it, right? But if you just say that, okay, no, we just like stay here for holidays, like few months, and then after all we are away, then I might suggest you something which is like traffic, right? Nice view and high traffic,
Yeah.
right? And with that, what we do is that we work with you in any time, any season that you are away. We manage to rent this unit out in the
I see,
markets,
I
right? In
see.
Pattaya, we have a lot of communities, right? We work with many agents in Pattaya, and not just that, around the world. We
I
have
see.
like social media, like website. We put your units up on the stocks, and then what we are based in that, we help screen out the tenants for you. We make sure
that's
that
very important.
units gonna be as well maintained
Yeah.
as you own, and then we screen the customers, right? How many people, when we look at that, we kind of know, whether it's good or not good
Yeah.
to give you clients, right?
Yeah, of
And
course.
then surprisingly, right? I mean, yeah, just to the questions, right? Pattaya have season,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Just we come to that. The peak of Pattaya start from November up to May, which is like 6 months, or maybe April, like the 6 months around, right,
Yeah.
right. But the very peak one, which is like December and
Oh, yeah,
January,
New
that's
Year
a
holidays.
That's a peak, like European trying to escape from the snow to
of
the
course.
sunshine city, right? So, but then again, during the peak, the occupancy can turn up to 90% occupancy.
Very
But the
nice.
rest can be 60, 70, right? So meaning that we help you to manage the price,
Right.
right? If
yeah.
the peak, we might, it's like hotel managed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Up price a little bit
fair.
for the non-peak. We lower down the price a little bit to attract the tenants. Yeah.
So in terms of numbers, if I'm investing in a real estate, was the only purpose to receive something from it, some kind of, either I want to resell in the future or I want to rent it out. How much return can I expect?
First of all, I always, before coming to that questions, right? When we spoke to the clients, right?
Yeah.
I really advise or address my clients that just pick the best. Just pick the best, right? Don't look at the price. Pick the best. Why? Because everything we feel that if you pick the best, right, you can't go wrong.
The
You can't
best,
go
you
wrong.
mean in a
The best in that unit, in the building,
in the building,
right? In the building.
the best condo.
Try not to pick up the one which is like, okay, the purpose of coming to Pattaya is what? See the view,
yeah.
the
Go
view,
to the
right?
beach,
The
yeah.
view, right? And then that is the very most important selections, right? And then after that, if you would be able to work with us like what we advise, right? Then we'll work with the developer, try hard to first work the price for you. This is within the budget. Of course, the best, but they have other choice like the size. If it's too big, we can look at something smaller,
Yeah.
within the budget. And also the installments. If you think that you won't be able to pay at one time, we can work on with free interest on installments,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Then if you have that already, then again, try to look at, for my personal opinion, you may be right, I may be wrong. I would choose for the high floor. You know
The
why?
better
Because
view.
correct. You know why? Because once you build the building, right? It's if you pick the high floor, it's safe already. Why? Because if you buy the low floor, you might,
Another building might
correct,
come up,
yeah, correct,
and
come
then
up.
you're left without the view.
Right, zero, right? Then after that,
That'd be
once
a
you have
shame.
that, then again, you pick the right choice. Then once you have the right choice, first of all, to get its rent is very easy, right? Because if the customer come and look, first of all, they look at the floor.
Yeah.
If you ask me, okay, high
I
floor, low
see,
floor.
I see.
Second of all, the view. Yeah, we try to promote by taking the photos from the
Yeah.
real unit and put on our site. And thirdly, once you have the right unit, the right price, the right size, you can manipulate the price. You see, because I say like average is 30,000 baht for one bedroom. I told you, if you
Yeah.
have the right unit, you can up to the 40, up to 40,
I
right, or
see,
38,
see.
whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Once you have the right
Premium
rental rates,
price.
premium rates, right, you can call for a premium resale price.
I see.
Of course, at a certain time, it depends on the market rates, right?
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
Sometimes it's up to 20,000 baht. And then again,
Yeah, the
we work
timing
on your
is
timing as
important,
well.
yeah,
The
well-
timing. Normally we work with developers sooner, right? We work with them. We get timeline. We get pipeline.
So about the timeline, can I actually resell my apartment even
Anytime,
before the
anytime.
construction
We call it
completed?
off plan. Anytime,
I see.
anytime. But 8 of 10, my clients want to hold until
Hold
finish.
it. I see. They want to see the final
Right, you want to
product.
see.
Yeah.
They want to. Once you choose the right thing already, you really want to see the real.
Of course,
Correct, right?
yeah.
You might ask more when it come out, right?
Yeah,
It might be
yeah,
more. It might be
yeah,
more, right?
yeah.
And then again, back to the question, right? I think again, in terms of rent, in terms of resale,
Yeah,
but then again, if you resell, then you move to another projects, right? You got to flip. You got to
Of
flip
course,
already.
continuously
But
investing.
if you own it, you might want it to rent for a while. You know why? Because in paying the tax of resale, if you own the apartment less than a year, the tax will be more.
I see. That's an important point.
That is
Okay.
a local rules. Yeah, if you own the apartment more than a year,
Yeah.
by putting your name into that apartment, you can be pay as minimum of I think 3% from 6.6%.
I see. Okay, so more than a year. Better
Yeah,
to
more
hold
than a
on
year.
to the
Hold it for
apartment.
more than a year.
But is there any guaranteed return on the rentals?
Normally, I cannot guarantee.
Of course, there's
But
nothing
yeah,
in
yeah,
the world.
but from the current market rates, right? Again, back to the calculations, right? The yield like I think 6 to 8%.
6 to 8%. Okay,
I mean,
that's
it's
not
just that's the
bad.
average,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then again, if your unit is very nice, you can up to 10 plus. But
Very
the resale,
nice.
oh my God, some people can earn like swarm with profit, swarm with
Wow,
profit,
really?
right?
That's
They just
impressive.
pay like like $1 million. At the end, they get another profit of $1 million
That's
profit. Flip,
amazing.
yeah, flip,
Yeah.
yeah. Like what I said, right?
If you choose the correct apartment,
Correct
right? And
apartment,
the
correct
timing as
size.
well.
I think the uh, in order to be a very professional and smart agent, right? We always work with developers.
Yeah.
We ask them like in for the next couple of months or a year time, would you plan any projects? Yeah, we have a after that we work with a list of customer because we know
Yeah.
already that
Yeah.
like Maria want to buy an apartment
You gotta
which
be
is like
first to grab the
correct
best.
we give you first as soon as they give us the project draft detail.
Yeah.
We'll give you, they normally give you the draft detail along with the estimate indicative price range.
Very nice. Well, you also mentioned the timing is a very
Yeah.
important. And now Pattaya is booming. There are so many new upcoming hot projects going on. But some people are worried that maybe it will finish soon and it will cool down and this is all just kind of like a bubble that will burst. What do you think about that?
No,
Will we continue
I think it's
growing?
different, right? Like the audience might think that I have like bias with Pattaya because I'm the agent. Actually, no. Because if you heard that government trying to, they did already many years like promoting this we call like EEC, which is Eastern Corridor Zoning Zone, yeah, which is start from Chonburi, Pattaya, Rayong, up to like part of this area it mixed with industrial, but Pattaya I think they block off as the vacation holiday city, holiday home, holiday town, right? So it's like Miami.
Yeah.
It's like Miami.
Yeah.
It's like
Some roads actually do
correct,
look like
correct.
Miami.
It's like Miami, like especially the second road. It's like
Yeah.
Miami. So what I said that go back to the promotion, like government trying to promote this zoning, right? They will soon implement the high speed train, yeah, from
Oh, that would be
Bangkok,
amazing.
yeah, Bangkok, and then further up from Na Jom Tien there will be Utapao. There is already Utapao Airport, but they're trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to make it bigger to become an international
International.
airport. Correct. So when you fly off home, you can fly off from Utapao directly to where you are. You don't have to stop over to Suvarnabhumi Airport anymore. With high speed train, it make everything commute from Bangkok, easily commute,
Yeah.
right, from Bangkok up to Pattaya. Yeah. And second of all, I think there will be a mega project which is like they looked up for entertainment, which is there is a casino inside.
Oh, yeah, I've
Right?
heard about that. Yeah.
Projects, yeah.
That would attract even
Not
more
far from Pattaya,
tourists.
not far from Pattaya. And then unfortunate that there's supposed to be a project started already like Icon Siam, right?
Right,
Which
I've heard about that too.
yeah.
Has it started?
I think that they finished off grounding, but now they're supposed to be kicked off like late last year, but they delay. But that
But
would
it's
be
happening.
yeah, that would be another magnet.
Wow. That would be
The magnet,
great.
yeah.
So Pattaya is growing, it's not slowing
And that's
down,
what I
which
said,
means
as I said.
investment also will be pouring
because
in.
like what I said that from the past couple of years, everything changed, right? Like app, like Bolt, Grab.
Yeah,
It
no,
never
the
been-
landscape
it-
changed
it
so
wa- it was
much as
like
well.
very anti before, but now
Yeah.
people are start using it, like even locals, right? And then in terms of shopping malls, right? Terminal 21, Central. Next door there will be another big community mall called Again, which is
Yes,
built by
seen it already. It
by,
looks amazing.
once by
Yeah.
developer owner group. That would be one, and then look at that, like there will be soon the Marriott, Jomtien,
yeah.
apart
The
from Andaz,
big hotel
Baher. You see,
brands. Yeah.
like global brand. If I don't think if they don't see any opportunity,
Of
but they open.
course. Right. That makes sense.
Right. But what I understand where they come from, right? Because they might have some expectations, right? Yeah,
Yeah, the price will maybe fall down
not
and
fall down, but I mean like in terms of resale, maybe tougher. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
once the price it's more and more
Yeah.
demand, sometimes you might be able to get the high return
Yeah.
as you heard before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You have to work smart and then choose carefully.
Well,
That's what
that's
I
why you
want.
have a professionals
Right,
like
right.
you
That's
to
what
help out
I
to make
address
the
to my clients,
decisions.
right. Like pick the best, don't look at the budget. Pick the best first and then you work on it. But then again, if they don't give, no problem, walk away, work on another project, right? Yeah, it was a no to buy a handicap, like no view, low
Yeah, yeah.
floor,
What's the
because
point?
again, every building they probably have the leftover unit that they try to give away. If you want to buy and stay, of course,
Yeah.
take it. But if
Yeah.
you want to buy and you wanted to resell it,
As
I
an
would not advise.
investment.
I would not advise.
So it's a
Yeah.
different strategies
Correct,
depending what you want to get out
correct,
of it.
correct. But again, if you think of the other way around, some project might offer very, very cheap
Yeah.
with that leftover units. That might be a good timing for you to buy as well.
Also good timing, yes. All about the timings. And you've touched briefly on installments, and I think that's also kind of unique for Thailand, the way we can purchase with installments.
Yes.
How does that work?
I tell you a story now. When I first, step into Pattaya real estate scenes, right? In old days,
All days.
installment.
When was that? All days.
I think the past 10 years,
10 years
right?
ago.
The developer demand a lot for you to install,
I
pay
see.
installment, right? Okay, what we call like down payments
Yeah.
and transfer. In old day, it was like 80-20.
Oh wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's
80.
a lot.
Yeah, right away. Wow.
That's a lot. And for me, if I have to buy something, I would think twice because
Yeah.
my money is you 80%.
Of
Right? But then
course,
again, that's what I said. Everything it's open more and more. There are many players into this industry market. So
So it used to be 80 and
now
now
become 35, 50,
Whereas-
the maximum 50. You see?
Maximum 50,
You
yeah.
see? You see, that is very
Big
good, very good,
difference.
right? And you have choice now. Of course, if you work with developer A, of course, if they ask you a lot, then no problem. You walk away and choose for another developer, right?
so depending
you have
on
choice
developer.
now. You have choice now. You have choice now. Again, but the good thing that even though they ask you 80 or 50, right, to pay the down payment, they offer you with zero interest.
That's
So they broke off
important.
into like down payment. Some developer will ask you something like every quarter pay one time. But some developer will ask you pay monthly installments. It depends. But some developer will give you a little bit of discount if you would be able to pay the installment in one go.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It's offering
So-
you like kind of variety.
That's
It
great.
sits. It suits on your your style.
Yeah, well, depending on the budget, your
Yeah,
current
right,
situation,
right.
also you can choose the
Right.
comfortable scenario,
Right,
those developers you want to
right.
work
Because
with.
like again, if you're a foreigner, right? If you're buying an apartment in Pattaya, it's very hard to get a loan, financing loan here, right? So they know
Right.
already that you
Yeah.
you must have some money, some saving to pay the whole
Yeah.
apartment, right? But I have some client they can get loan from overseas on their homeland and they pay it as well.
I see.
It
Well, talking about that,
Mm.
how does it work? Money transferring and paying for everything. If someone is overseas, what is the conversion rate? Can we pay in USD, or does it have to be in local currency, Thai baht? What are
It
the
has to be in
options?
Thai baht.
Thai baht.
But then
Okay.
again, there is like corresponding bank, right? If you from like you want to pay in ruble, of course can.
Yeah.
But end of the day, your bank and Thai bank have to correspond and get the exchange rate
Exchange rate.
on the day that you transfer.
I see.
And of course, that start up with something like if this installment costs like 100,000 baht, you have to work backwards how much in ruble.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, with all of that, you're helping the clients, right? All the steps with the money, the financing.
Normally we work with the developers, make sure that they are well aware of this process. But they did already. They did so many years. They know already, right?
course,
But then
yeah.
again, sometimes my clients are very new. They don't have any ideas.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they like to be safe. They want to be sure that everything can go smooth as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, but then again, right now they even have QR code.
Yeah.
You can even like do.
Yeah.
And some developer might accept crypto.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Interesting crypto.
Wow, modern
In
world
Pattaya.
we live in.
Very modern.
They're being very flexible. It
Very
seems
flexible
like
nowadays.
welcoming
Right. But then again,
for an investment.
but then again, sometimes payments, your payment is not what you call like not as flexible as local, because why local like
Yeah.
me, I can pay through my local banks,
Of
but because you're a
course.
foreigner,
Yeah,
right,
yeah. So
they
you need
might
to
ask
know.
you like like quarter, pay in a quarter time, quarter period.
Yeah, so you need to know those little details to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Right.
But it's great to know that the market is changing and is becoming even more welcoming and becoming even easier to invest.
And then again, one thing I like the property in Pattaya, right? Every project, so even though it's sold out, they still maintain their sales gallery, showroom.
Yeah. What about the showroom? What if I'm, my home country and I cannot visit, unfortunately? Can everything be done online?
Can with like Zoom,
You're gonna show me
Microsoft Team.
the around.
Right. Whatever. Any technology, embrace with that, right?
Yeah.
So, but just go back to the sales gallery. I mean, like in old days, right? Developer, collapse or demolish the sales gallery once they sold out. But again, the good thing why, from my point of view, if they still maintain the sales gallery at the site, it will be leeway that you can resell. See, because if let's say you own it and have a client, I can bring my new client and see the unit that you bought, purchased. So then they have the idea.
Yeah, very, very comfortable.
Very good. Right, because sometimes it's hard to resell from the paper, right?
Of course,
the buyers want to see the
it's not as
spec.
persuasive if you look at the paper.
Look and feel, right? Is it
touch
big
the
enough?
material?
Big enough for me? Is that too small for me?
Yeah.
And this is the floor plan. I like it or not like it, or adjust or not adjustable.
Yeah,
That's
well,
good thing. Yeah.
Also another very big popular spot in Thailand, apart from Bangkok, is Phuket. A lot of tourists go to Phuket. A lot of Russian tourists love Phuket. What would you say about the real estate market there and the comparison between Pattaya and Phuket?
I used to, run business in Phuket, but not very short, about 3-4 years time. First of all, I think Phuket it's far, right? An hour plane can, right? But then again, if you look at Pattaya, it's an hour and a half drive. But of
Are you
course,
into Bangkok?
yeah, correct.
Yeah, makes
But then
sense.
again, Phuket, you can fly overseas, whatever. But then again, it's not convenient. Why? Because look at the investment, right? You want to put your money in somewhere which is more liquidity, more popular and convenient to commute.
Absolutely.
Right? Correct.
Good
right?
connectivity.
Correct. I think Phuket, of course, it's really charming. It's very culture. A lot of cliff and a nice
The
ocean view,
beaches are
whatever beach
better,
and everything,
they
right?
say.
But then again, I would say that the price is quite double
Yeah, it
nowadays,
is. It
right?
is.
And then I think buyers, like especially for foreigner, they looked up for a clip house, a house, more a house than a
House.
condominium.
I see. I
So
see.
that's why, as I mentioned earlier, like Phuket, they're offering you as 99-year lease. They put your name under the company
Yeah.
and they're leasing you. But then again, it's safe. Why? Because the leasing is just between the developer and the leasing, you own the leasing. You
Yeah.
you hold the leasing, you own the
Yeah.
leasing. Right. So again, I think not. I didn't see any project which is beat access anymore in Phuket.
I see. So
Yeah,
it's a
there
little bit
is
slowed
some.
down
Yeah,
now.
no, it's hard to find.
It's hard to
It's hard to
find.
find. So they had lately they had built estate area called Bang Tao. Bang Tao. I think it's about 500 away from the beach. That is not far from the airport. I think this is the what you call like up and coming area
Yeah.
that most developer put together and make this area become known for. But the rest, like because the beach access
It's already
owned
occupied, maybe, right? All the beach
occupied by
access.
the hotelier,
Hotel,
hotel
right?
business,
Yeah.
hotel business. Yeah, but then again, if I have to rank, you know, I would definitely choose Pattaya.
It's more
More choice,
popular.
convenient, and as well as like you see, because you don't gonna do or invest in something which is like less security, like I always
Yeah,
use this word
yeah.
many times, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's-
Well, I personally also prefer Pattaya.
Yeah.
I've been to Phuket. It is charming, as you said.
Yeah.
It has
Once
its
a while, you
advantages.
just like
yeah,
holiday. Once a while,
while.
can no
Exactly, but
problem,
for living long term,
it's
Pattaya seems
hard.
to be better.
It's hard. Yeah.
And even if you want a house, as you mentioned, Phuket, there are a lot of houses, but I know that in Pattaya as well,
Yeah.
there are upcoming beautiful projects with the houses, right? I think in the Bangsaray area.
I think at the end of the day, it will become more and more, but I don't see, soon. Gonna be like that for quite a while. Yeah.
But still, if someone wants a house, they can find a project and
Yeah,
buy a house in Pattaya.
there are still some existing, but then again, like what I mentioned to you, I don't see any interesting projects. They're more on landed property, no contour, no cliff, like it was before.
Right. How about Pattaya? The housing, not the condominiums, but the houses. Is there any
Interestingly,
options?
I mean, like we're not just offering our clients the condominium. We do house pool villa as well.
Pool villas, yeah.
Right, and then our market not just for expat. We also offering this to the local Thai
Of
as well.
course, yeah.
Pattaya have many good international schools, so there are many developer trying to build and develop the projects around the international school if they can, and then Pattaya, which is like up to the mountain, which is Pattaya that you split into like what you call like you split by Sukhumvit Road, right? And on the right it's the beach part, and on the left side it's on the mountain
Yeah,
part.
I've seen the mountains are beautiful.
Right, and then if you look at Google Map, you see there are big reservoir, right?
Yeah.
Mapachan, whatever. There are many big reservoir, which is very nice. It's like a highland resort.
Yeah, it is.
And the price,
Jungle.
it's I would say that I was surprised. Right, the nice one it offer with 40 million plus baht. 40
Starting
million
from
baht.
40 million.
40 million
plus
baht. Right, but of course there are some other estate which offer like 15-20 million baht as well.
So yeah, of course
which
depends
is the
on the
price. I was surprised
the
because
size.
it's very high for me, but they can sell.
They can sell.
They can sell. It's sellable, right? I talked to many developers like for the past couple of weeks. and understand what's there in mind, and how did they see the
They
potential.
must be seeing some trends maybe for the
Correct,
future that
correct.
people do want to live in a
Right.
house.
See, because if you build a house, right, the number is a lot less than condominium,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of
Five,
course.
6, 10, right?
Yeah.
Condominium, few hundred.
Well, it's a kind of a premium
Right, few
environment. You have your
hundred.
privacy, you have the
Right,
land,
right, right, right.
different
Yeah,
level of life.
very, very high graded a premium estate that they're offering to the clients, right? Like, I mean, the salt pool is very basic, right? Most of them they're offering like what you call like the lofty, high
Good.
ceiling
Yeah.
living rooms.
Those are
Yeah,
beautiful with the
yeah.
high ceiling. Really
Comes with
luxurious
correct.
feeling.
It's like if you don't notice this is Pattaya, you would think it's in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Gated
Yeah.
community.
Gated community. Yeah,
Gated
we actually
community.
do have a video about one of those very luxurious pool villas. If you're interested, I think it's called Sun Play. If you're
Yeah,
interested, please.
it's
Yeah.
Bang Saray.
Bang Saray area,
Saray, yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
pool villas. If you're interested, please have a look at those videos.
Oh, and I also see um, some developer they build the house, they sell the house, and they can offer with short rental as well, which is a good business as well because most customer they might want to rent the whole house.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another good business as well.
Well, so much opportunity it seems to be in Pattaya,
Yeah,
and
it's up to you.
growing very
Yeah,
promising market.
correct. You just choose wisely based on your budget, based on your preference,
Yeah.
and choose the right developer. Because at the end of the day, right, you don't want this become like never-ending projects
Yeah.
like build and build because
Of course,
it happened before. But I think nowadays, right, the local government they're trying to oversee, inspect, and we have this we call it community, right? That they what do you call it? They safeguards the buyers as well,
Yeah.
investors as well.
Yeah. Well, and to make the right decision, you need to choose the right agent. So please come to us, Home for You. We have Andy, who is a big professional. Thank you, Andy. Today, I think we covered lots of information. It was very valuable insight. And please follow us on the social media. All the links will be below in the description. Hit the like button, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.